It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
The NBA season is in high gear, and we are so glad to have you here with us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. My companions are Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves at Target Center. The Timberwolves have been staying very focused in this last stretch. What a year they're having. They've run up the best record in the NBA with some absolutely flawless performances. They've been a fun team to watch over the first half of the season. And one of the guys we'll see down low tonight, Nikola Vucevic out of Montenegro by way of USC. Legit 7-footer who has quietly put up huge numbers the last few seasons, Kenny.
Well, he uses his size really well to carve out space. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA, actually. I think his ability to kind of shoot from the outside, dominate on the paint, and his rebounding. I think last season he averaged 19 points and 11 boards a game. Pretty impressive.
No, he's not a player that plays with a lot of flash, but he comes and produces every night. Said it once and said it twice. Any player that names in with Vich can play.
Well, you said it three times
Vucevic,
now.
Maravich, and O'Nealovic.
The game just about ready to begin. Time to send it down to Kevin Harlan-Vich.
Nice, Ernie Johnson-ovich.
Welcome, everyone, to the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's the home of the Timberwolves, where we're broadcasting from live today. The Timberwolves hoping to give a strong showing here for their home crowd. They've come out very strong. Their early season play has been excellent.
And I think for Minnesota, of all the storylines this young season, their success may be the most surprising. This was not a team that was expected to make this much of a splash.
Hey, I wish I could say I saw it coming, but the truth is there was no way to see it coming. Nothing about this team indicated they'd be where they are now.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for Orlando, Gordon and Vucevic together in the post. Oladipo is out there with Napier, and it's Hezonja in at the small forward spot. Minnesota really had a rough year last season. A lot of people know that, obviously. A lot to do with their defense. They just struggled in almost every defensive metric.
Yeah, and, you know, they struggled at times guarding the basketball, but ultimately I think the biggest issue for them was their inability to protect the rim. That's an area and a point of emphasis that has to improve for this young team.
Here's Oladipo following the score by Kevin Garnett. Here's Napier. No good on the three. Defense, Orlando. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
You could see it in that game, despite the odds going against them. Once it got to OT, they had that belief and resolve that they could win it.
And, Greg, sometimes we've seen it happen where a team that's supposed to be the underdog gets the game into OT, and then the momentum swings their way.
Here's Oladipo after the basket by Minnesota. To the paint, here's Vucevic. Cannot hit. Great D that time from Pekovic. The Timberwolves have gotten their first three shots to go in for him to start off this game. Here's Rubio. Bangs home the trifecta. Rubio's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Napier, covered by Rubio. And then Gordon with the dunk.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Now, here's Rubio. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And the Magic struggled last season, still waiting on one of their young stars to just take that next step.
And both free throws good for Napier. Toward the end of the year, the Magic saw leaps from Oladipo and from Elfrid Payton.
Yeah, I like those two young guys, Kevin, but it's hard to compete in the NBA without a top 20 scorer.
Rubio misses.
High quality shot, just a little off there with the release.
And Greg, that has him S-H-H-E, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Clark. Here's Minnesota. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You've got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
And it's Vucevic missing.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
A three-pointer, Wiggins. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 3 assists now in this one. And Begovic gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Napier kicks to Vucevic.
He's lost it in this quarter, no doubt about it. Nothing seems to be going for him.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Nice bucket there. I mean, they are playing really, really smart basketball.
IQ basketball, smartphone basketball, whatever you want to call it. Even though the lead's not that large, they're still in charge right now.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Scott Skiles. He talked about how much respect he has for Kevin Garnett, saying he's just the ultimate competitor. He's unselfish, plays for his teammates, and we've got to really have our motor revving and play with a lot of intensity. We cannot let him outwork us. Kevin, look for a real physical game.
Thanks, Doris. And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here.
Could it have been any other way? See, last season, KG returning to the Wolves. I mean, the entire city was buzzing for his return.
Intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Muhammad's checked in. Picked by Vucevic. To halt the run, and it's good on the way in. Vucevic has got his second basket of the night. Kevin Garnett was once the star here and now is acting as the mentor for all these young Timberwolves players. He won't let them slack even for a moment on or off the floor.
You know, it's that competitive fire that made KG so great, Kevin. And Minnesota made a savvy move, I think, to get him into the locker room and back on the squad.
The Magic trail by 10. Here's Napier. In the game against Boston, very impressive. Gordon against Garnett. 5 on the clock. Here's Napier. Off target from outside. Timberwolves leading by 10. Rubio outside. Misses off the right iron.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Napier kicks to Gordon. Launches it. Here's Vucevic. Gordon against Garnett. Here's Napier. He's got 5. Back to Oladipo. They set the pick. Pass to Azania. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. Shot clock at 2. Oladipo.
The offense is sputtering a bit here, starting to fall behind.
Yeah, it's been a cold start, no doubt. They've got to find a way to put some points on the board. Wiggins giving them trouble, plenty of them. He's already got 9 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from the outside.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
They've also gotten into a nice rhythm from the 3-point line early on tonight.
Towns, he's checked in for Kevin Garnett. And both free throws good for Wiggins. 1 year out from the big Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins trade, and you have to think that the Wolves are pleased. Wiggins, Clark, has looked amazing.
Yeah, to get talent from a player who wants out is one thing. To get a player of Wiggins' caliber is a whole nother level, and that's a good get for the Wolves.
Now the Timberwolves with it. They're on a 14-5 run. Rubio, the pass to Wiggins, and stolen by Napier. It's Oladipo on the wing. And it's Oladipo again missing.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Wiggins drives in. Here's Muhammad. Drains it from beyond the arc. Muhammad's got 5.
Couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
Well, it didn't take long for us to see just how explosive Andrew Wiggins can be in the air. I mean, he had a handful of dunks throughout the course of the season. He's going to make a lot of posters during his NBA career.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Bjelica, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Zach LaVine comes in for Andrew Wiggins. And Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Vucevic. Smith comes in for Hazani. Fournier's checked in for Oladipo. And it's Watson in for Shabazz Napier. Here's Muhammad. Hammers it on to polish off the break.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Well, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
The Magic trail by 14. Well, Greg, you're right. It's clear to see with Wiggins. He is already fearless with his dunks. Clark, he'll go right at any big man with impunity and finish over.
Yeah, and I think people knew he was a special dunker, but they didn't know how aggressive he would be in attacking the basket. That's where he surprised me.
Another miss by Orlando. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 19-5 run here. And the jam by Levine.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Here is Watson. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Screen by Smith. Watson kicks to Fournier. He dishes it to Gordon. Feeds it to Watson. Clock at 6. Passes it to Fournier. That's good, and the assist goes to Watson. Fournier's got his first 3 points of the game.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Jones dishes to Muhammad. There's a screen beyond the arc. Good. Muhammad's got 10 points in the game.
Really setting the tone early with their three-point shooting.
Greg, that's already 5 made triples in the first quarter. What a start.
Now here's Gordon. He had a big outing in that Celtics game as well. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Smith kicks to Fournier. They get it back. Soft touch off the glass. Dedmon's got his first basket.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Now here's Jones. No good on the triple. And here's Watson. Smith the pass to Gordon. Orlando moving the ball around. And Fournier kicks to Dedmon. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
And they are doing some damage from deep.
Which is the main reason, partner, they're sitting on this big lead. Awesome shooting so far.
Now here's Gordon. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3 ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Last season for the Timberwolves, it was a struggle most of the season. Young teams tend to do that, but they didn't have, unfortunately, Greg, much luck at home.
You know, they basically limped their way to a league-worst 9-32 record at home. Part of taking your lumps as a young team. Let's see how they respond this season.
You know, not everything was bad for the Wolves at home. I mean, they did have several highlight reel plays and also found their way to the foul line a lot. Biggest free throw differential at home in the league last season.
Jang, he's checked in for Minnesota. Minnesota leading by 12.
And really the problem for the Wolves at home is the same problem they had all season. I mean, their defense was atrocious. Worst field goal percentage against at home in the entire league last season.
Good.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Here's Fournier. Tyus Jones picking up that last basket. The shot's good from Fournier.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Now here's Jones. He has 5. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Jones has got 7 points.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it. 4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook, really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
And he gets the bucket.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. I mean, they've been the much better team shooting the ball. And you know me, shooting percentage, always a function of shot selection.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
And that is good. He's got 11.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's had.
Now the dish to Dedmon. Goes up the baseline. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. It's really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
17 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Fournier. He's got 8. There's a good screen. Teardrop shot. No good.
Boy, he blew the easy 2 by profiling. Trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Timberwolves ahead. They lead by 12. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Timberwolves team out there.
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball, just operating good at the offensive end.
The Magic trail by 12. Martin and Wiggins out on the perimeter. Towns is out there with Jang, and it's Rubio in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Purely from a size standpoint, that is a mismatch that's going to be hard to overcome defensively.
And as good as Vucevic is on offense, guys, he's doing everything he can to catch up on his defense. Huge size and wingspan works to his advantage, although the subpar athleticism hinders him a bit. But, for example, he's averaged less than 1 block per game for his career, mostly because even though he's a 7-footer, he plays well below the rim.
Martin with the bucket.
And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Boy, it sure has seemed as though he's done it every time. It's been an awesome display of passing for him today.
Napier passes to Fry. He kicks to Napier. Just 5 to shoot. Vucevic a screen on Rubio. And it's Napier missing.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
Now here's Oladipo. Following the miss by Andrew Wiggins. Here's Fry. Moves back up. Stolen by Rubio. Here's Wiggins. The rebound by Hezonja.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
That's tipped and stolen by Wiggins. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Wiggins with the ball, and Towns gets it to go.
And they looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Boy, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here. And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Now, here's Rubio. He has 6. Wiggins from outside, and another 3 for Minnesota.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. One problem the Magic faced last season was depth. They really weren't a deep team, and it hurt them along the way.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, they had the second fewest bench points in the league, and that number was really low because they didn't use the bench that often. Starters did a lot of the heavy lifting.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Garnett's checked in. Andrew Nicholson, he's checked in for Orlando. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Oladipo dishes to Vucevic. And no good, trying to use the glass.
And for the Magic, they would try and address the bench for this season, both through the draft and free agency.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
The Magic again can't hit. Minnesota leading by 16. Garnett the screen. Three-pointer. Martin. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
And guys, the Magic didn't luck out and jump into the top 3 in the draft. Still ended up with a high pick, and that'll help add another nice piece to their puzzle. They've accumulated a lot of good pieces, but now they need to start making it work.
Here are the Magic now, following Kevin Martin's 3. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Hezonja. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Clark, you follow international basketball so much, and Mauro Hezonja isn't a new name to you.
No, it's not, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing him do things in the NBA. Only played sparingly up until now, but the talent and skills he possesses, they get your attention.
Well, Hezonja has been playing as a pro since his 14th birthday.
Yeah, it happens that way in Europe.
Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Towns. And he sinks the second.
And with Hezonja, it is all about what he might do in the future. He has great athleticism, very good size at his position, and already has great skill in terms of scoring the basketball.
Now, here's Rubio. He's got 6. Garnett, the screen. Wiggins drives in.
Looking at the Timberwolves, let's see where they rank in the NBA statistics right now. First in shooting percentage. First in three-point shooting. And they're also number 1 in free throw shooting. A team that makes foul shots gives itself and its coaching staff a lot of confidence.
You said it all right there. The hottest shooting team in the league. And that tells you not only are they shooting it well, but they're also focused on creating terrific opportunities for one another.
The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Wiggins. The Magic trail by 20. Napier kicks to Nicholson. Out to the right wing. It's off his leg. And the ref's saying he kicked it.
Well, we all know that number 1 overall picks are incredibly valuable. I mean, they can change the course and face of an entire franchise. Last season, the playoffs were full of teams that featured number 1 overall picks.
Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for Minnesota. Napier passes to Oladipo. 6 on the shot clock. Another miss by Orlando. And guys, teams with the number 1 overall pick tend to go very deep in the playoffs. Just the nature of how the NBA lottery and rebuilding structure works.
Yeah, and in the playoffs last season, every team in the conference semis but one had a number 1 overall pick on their roster. So that one team was the Grizzlies.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Rubio becoming a special shooter.
Here's Napier, covered by Rubio. Nicholson kicks to Vucevic, and that one's good. Vucevic has got 10 points in the game. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 17-7 run. And it's Rubio penetrating. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Oladipo against Martin. The 9-foot shot. And the shot is long.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
Here's Garnett. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
That's his first personal foul.
Wayne Edmonds checked in for Vucevic. The Timberwolves shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
And last season, really a tale of 2 halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team.
There's Hezonja. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Boston.
Yeah, but he was the ultimate two-way player. Defensively, also doing a great job. Couple blocks in that game as well.
Looked like he was channeling Bob Cousy right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble like that?
Well, the Wolves improved just very slightly last year in terms of wins, Clark. The quality of play on the floor, though, was visible.
Yeah, and you know, the team's point differential was a lot better with Rubio in the lineup. They did have some big wins over quality teams, and Rubio's impact was certainly noticeable.
And it's Pekovic missing.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
A rebound by the Timberwolves. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. Martin with the bucket.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
The Magic shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Pass to Hezonja, fires the 3. Garnett grabs the board. Garnett's got his 4th rebound in this one. Martin from outside. A rebound by Hezonja. Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Oladipo, good. Oladipo's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And the basket by Rubio.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
To the inside, Hezonja, good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Napier's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Minnesota calls timeout.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
Minnesota making some changes. Bielitsa, he's checked in for Garnett. Zach LaVine comes in for Kevin Martin. And Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Smith checked in for Nicholson. Gordon comes in for Hezonja. Evan Fournier's checked in for Victor Oladipo. And it's Watson in for Napier. Now here's Pekovic, looking for his first basket still in this one. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
The Magic have gone 7-16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. Smith kicks to Gordon. Back to Smith. Good ball movement here by the Magic. And that one's good.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Here's Pekovic. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Pekovic has got 4 points in the quarter. Well, Orlando shooting 47% in the second quarter. Watson dishes to Dedmon. The feed to Watson. On the wing, Gordon. Muhammad covering. And Fournier kicks to Watson. Shot clock at 6. Gordon, the pass to Fournier. Dishes to Gordon. From deep three-point range. No good. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. Their last encounter was in Orlando, where they were able to handle the matchup.
Yeah, they cruised to a win in these teams' last encounter, and their field goal percentage was off the charts.
Scorching and torching offensively. They were able to get everything they wanted.
And Orlando has possession after the basket by Minnesota. Here's Fournier. He's got 8. The 15-footer. That misses off the backboard.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
Bjelica with the bucket.
That was Pekovic. It was a nice screen, and I tell you what, as big as he is, he can really put a screen on it.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right.
2 minutes remaining.
Gordon with it. Now defended by Muhammad. Shot's good. 6 points for Smith.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
1:37 left in the second quarter. Watson dishes to Fournier. Minnesota with the rebound.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Here's Gordon after the basket by Minnesota. From downtown. No good. That miss takes him to 3 for 7. Levine kicks to Muhammad. Power down with both hands.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
There's 53 left here in the second. Watson, the pass to Fournier. To the wing right side. Watson dishes to Dedmon. Outside Gordon. They set the pick. 4 on the clock. Fournier for 3, and he gets it to go. Fournier's got 11 points.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Jones kicks to Bjelica. It's stolen by Smith. Watson, the pass to Gordon. Here's Fournier. He's got 11. Kicks to Watson. Smith on the wing. Fournier for 3, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. But Timberwolves on top, running away with it. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Ricky, what does it say about this team to have such great productivity from the bench, and what does it do for you guys as a unit?
It's amazing. That means like we have a deep bench, and then a lot of work from the staff, from the everybody of the team, like doing extra work and winning games.
Well done, Ricky. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance the hometown fans are witnessing here tonight. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. Andrew Wiggins led the way in the first half. He had 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, the bench came in and helped them run away with this one. Tremendous job of getting loose, getting open, and drilling shots. You always want that spark off the bench, and these guys delivered.
Check. What'd you think about Orlando?
Sloppy ball, way too many wasted possessions, chucking up threes, missing them. I could hit more threes than that, Ernie. I hope they're talking right now about getting the ball inside, because that's what it's going to take. If they were hitting more threes, that'd be a different story. But if was a fifth, Ernie, you know the rest.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We will see you later.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. The players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. You look at Andrew Wiggins in this game, he's been everywhere.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
And so in the game for the Magic, Gordon and Vucevic together in the post. Napier is
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. And he gets it to go.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Rubio outside. He feeds it to Wiggins. Garnett the screen. Wiggins drives in. Foul call. Looked like the D didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throw.
That's his second personal foul.
The Orlando Magic didn't make the playoffs last year for the third consecutive season, Greg. They knew it wasn't a realistic goal for them.
Yeah, and last season wasn't really about making the postseason, Kevin, for this group. Soon that will have to be the goal as patience will wear thin within that fan base.
Free throw good, Wiggins.
Well, it's been a while for the Magic in regards to the postseason. Another year of missing postseason play. This latest playoff drought comes after they made 6 straight trips to the playoffs from 2007 to 2012.
And both free throws good for Wiggins.
And overall, this Orlando franchise has been pretty consistent in making the playoffs. They've had 14 playoff trips since the inception of the franchise back in 1989. Given how hard it can be for expansion teams, you have to say that's a solid mark. +8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Outside Gordon. There's the pass to Hazanya. Oladipo against Martin. Oladipo outside. Hazanya. The shot misses. The Timberwolves go the other way with it.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
And now Orlando on the break. Here's Napier. Lays it up and banks it in. Napier's got 7 points.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Here's Hazanya, covered by Wiggins. Pass to Oladipo. Vucevic trying to get open. Oladipo, good. 7 points in the game.
Terrific effort on that shot. I mean, he's given up a lot of inches in that mismatch.
Well, height, who cares about height? I mean, it's just a number. Hey, you got to go with what you got. And he took what he had right at him there.
Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Martin's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Vucevic is screen on Pekovic. The 3, and he gets it to go. Napier's got 10 points.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Here we go, one-on-one. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And looking at some numbers for Martin, what a run he's been on over the past few weeks. 4th in field goal percentage. And he's a flamethrower from distance. Top 10 in the league in three-point shooting.
And he's such an efficient scorer. I mean, he understands the offense. He moves well without the ball. I love what he does out there offensively.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Well, I tell you guys, when you look at this Wolves team, I mean, the outlook is really bright. A lot of young talent that's fitting together nicely. Good skill set. I think this group could be one to watch and really good going forward.
Towns, he's checked in for Minnesota. Zhang comes in for Kevin Garnett. Both good from the line that time. So for the Timberwolves last year, Greg kind of traded into the top overall pick, getting the Wiggins deal, which means 2 consecutive years of having number 1. They're beginning to put together the ingredients.
I think they have a core to ultimately be formidable when you talk about that Western Conference. And to pick up Zach LaVine in that same draft, that was a nice selection as well. And don't discount what Flip Saunders brings to the table in terms of coaching and teaching these young players.
Such a wide open look. Lasagna's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Here's Tang, hits the jump hook.
The second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Well, the Magic knew that last season would be one, Greg, for development. A young team like they had needs to grow before they can really compete.
And you touched upon it, Kevin. They really were a young team last season. 3rd youngest team in the league by the end of the year. How about an average age of just over 24 years old?
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
And you talk about that low age number for the Magic. You mentioned it a moment ago, and they had several rookies last season. That's why they were so young. It was as good a year as any to get their feet wet and see what those young guys could do.
On offense, here are the Magic. They're on a 14-6 run. Now, here's Oladipo. He has 7. He was all alone on that one. Fry's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And the Magic, while their youth did grow over the course of the season, they still struggle. And they do need a veteran presence to kind of ensure that they don't start developing that culture of losing in the franchise.
Got him with the pump fake. Savvy move right there. Zhang's got 4 points now in the quarter.
A nice start to the second half. Just 1 miss in their first 5 attempts.
Here's Napier, covered by Rubio. He got right to the cup using that screen. Napier's got 12 points in the game.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Here's Tang, and there are the Timberwolves with another bucket. Orlando's gotten the 3 ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. Here's Vucevic, and he stuffs it in on the jam.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne. Impressive, really, from that short 17 area. They are not missing many.
You're exactly right. I mean, they've banged home 8 of their last 10 points on mid-range jumpers.
Oladipo against Martin. Oladipo dishes to Vucevic. Big step last year for Vucevic's offense, Clark. Unstoppable at times, both on the blocks and facing up.
Vucevic is a real outstanding future all-star front courter. Rebounds at a high rate in traffic and out of his area. Finishes, faces up. This kid has a lot of upside. I really like this game.
And the first one at the line is good. And both free throws good for Vucevic.
Looking at the numbers for Vucevic, he's got 16 points, and he has 1 steal to his credit as well.
And Clark, he's just done a great job defensively. That 1 steal doesn't tell the whole story.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you, because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
Timberwolves leading by 22. Rubio with it. He's got 12. Martin from outside. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. 18 points for Kevin Martin. Magic have gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. Pick by Vucevic. And Pry has it in the corner. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
And it's been the difference. That's what's enabled them to build such a big lead. No doubt about it. I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
Now, gentlemen,
they've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
First one falls for.
We've seen Kevin Martin getting it done. He's got 19 points, and those 4 3-pointers he's hit have helped him too.
No doubt, Clark. They'd be in a much different position this game if he wasn't knocking down those triples.
Fournier is checked in for Orlando. Both free throws good from Kevin Martin.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half, it's been nothing but success for them there.
Yeah, taking full advantage from the charity stripe. They've yet to miss here in the second.
Here's Fry. Another miss by Orlando.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession. Let's go to our 2K leaderboard. Three-point shooting, where you expect to see some high percentages from the shooting guard position. And that's just what this group has provided. Kevin Martin on top.
And, you know, two guard is where we traditionally find the best shooters in our league, and he's no exception to that rule. I mean, look at the success he's having from three-point range.
And, Greg, the key to that success for me is his constant movement without the ball. I mean, he works extremely hard to create and find the space he needs to get his shot off.
They set the pick. It's Oladipo on the wing, covered by Martin, and stolen by Jang. Up the floor, and finished off by Martin.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
And Vucevic kicks to Napier. The wide open look here for Oladipo. No good again that time. So it's Minnesota now. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Now a moment to see the stats for Wiggins. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. First in three-point field goal percentage, third in field goal percentage. And how about his top 10 ranking and free throw percentage? A knockdown shooter, ultra reliable from the line.
And not only is he dialing it up from deep, he's doing it with great consistency.